all of that. I felt like I was
You're
missing
done
out
with
on
it.
life. And I have to say this. If we're talking about people starting from somewhere, everyone at some point in their life goes, I could do this better. I could, you walk into a business or a restaurant and you always see like staff not working or not doing whatever. And you always think, I could do this better, right? I mean, you're nodding because I know
Inspiration.
We've all had that moment. And I went into a Pinot's Palette. They hadn't even franchised yet. I went into a Pinot's one night and had a blast with my girlfriends. And I went, God, this would be so great in Tulsa. And a girlfriend of mine said, you've been wanting to move back. Why don't you contact the company? And so a few months later, we went back to Pinot's for a girls' night out. And she said, why don't you call them? I've heard they're franchising. And I did. And lo and behold, I researched it for 7 months because as much as I am a goofy kind of mold myself and kind of jump off the cliff
you have to have some fun.
Yes, but I'm very calculated in my business decisions. Very calculated. And I knew if I was going to leave corporate America with a secure job and insurance and paycheck, I had to make sure it was the right decision.
And I'm going to tell you some guys who didn't think through everything here, okay? Walt Disney and UB, okay?
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
Business wasn't going so well. So these guys started working. They started working with this company called the Kansas City Slide Company. Basically, their business wasn't doing well, so they had to go get jobs. So in 1920, Walt and UB teamed up to start Laugh-O-Grams, a company to produce advertising and topical story cartoons while keeping their day jobs. So they have a business, Z. They have a job, but they're also starting their own business called Laugh-O-Grams. Z, can you relate it all to having another job while starting your business? I mean, did the optometry gods just give you success, or did you have multiple jobs?
Yes, when I got out of school, I put on my white jacket, and
after you were matriculated,
a lightning bolt came and landed next to me.
Obviously, you get a degree, you just get the money.
With a pot of money.
A huge pot of money.
And a leprechaun jumped out and said,
if you get a degree, Z, you always get money. That's how it works. You get the degree, you get the money, boom. It's like 1, 2, 3.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Well, no, here's the thing. When I first started, I worked 7 days a week. Why? Why did I work 7 days a week?
Whoa, you 7?
7 days a week, yeah.
Okay.
So, in other words, I had multiple jobs at multiple offices working 7 days a week. I would have worked more, but unfortunately, unlike the planet that you're from, Clay, which we haven't determined the exact one, we know there's more than
near Vulcan.
Yes, we know there's more than 7 days a week where you come from.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the amount of stuff you get done in a week.
8 days a week.
Yeah.
I love.
And why did I do that? Because I could, and because it was exciting, and because I was doing something I was passionate about, something that I loved, and it wasn't really work. You know how when I hired a new doctor, I'd say, hey, we're going to see a lot of patients. I'd be like, oh, really? I said, dude, it's not like you're digging ditches. I mean, now I could see if you're digging ditches all day long. After so many ditches, you'd probably go, oh, my back hurts.
I have a Bible verse I'd like to interrupt you with real quick. From Genesis 2.
That's a very controversial book.
It's a very pagan book. It's a judgmental book. For pagans don't like this book. But it says, by the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. So God actually worked 6 days, according to this book.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's good. He got a lot done. So, I mean, you get a lot. You get a lot done in 6 days. Take the 7th day off. You get a lot done, and they wrote the 4-hour work week. If you get a lot done, then you can enjoy the fruits of that. Of your work.
So, Z, I want to ask you, here, 1922, at the age of 21, Walt gets his first $15,000. He gets $15,000 invested to take Laugh-O-Grams to the next level. Okay, so. This, in today's money, I went on there, I used the inflation calculator. That's like $200,000.
Okay.
When did you get the first investment in your business, or the first bank loan, or the first infusion of capital? When did you finally get your business to a point, Z, where you had enough, were you able to secure a bank loan or some kind of outside investment, or did you always just pay cash the whole way?
Well, what happened was that when I first got to school, I worked for other people, Shaka Khan. Right? Shaka Khan. And I saved money. So that when I got the opportunity to open up my own little business, because when I first got out of school, I had a dude I was going to buy his practice, right? He was right there by ORU, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, right there by ORU. We had the deal, we had the contract. I mean, we had a contract.
Wow.
We had a contract.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I go to the bank, and I'm like, dude, I need some cash to
Need
buy
some
the
cash,
deal,
bro.
because I'm,
How old were you at the time,
dude.
bro?
Well, I was like 25.
25, bro.
Yeah, 25, bro.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, okay, this should be, and I went to every bank in town, and I went to every single one, knocked on every single door, I had my little contract in my hand, and you know what I heard?
What did you hear? Was that because you?
Can I still get a free cup of coffee out in the lobby as I'm walking out? No, don't throw me out. I'm leaving. So
Now we come back. I'm gonna ask Lisa some tough questions. I'm gonna ask Lisa, how she got her first little infusion of capital to start her business, because this just in from her home office. It's not, you can't just start a business for free. I mean,
Really?
you're gonna have to have a little bit of cash, a little capital, a little war chest, a little savings, a little bank loan, a little credit card, a little investment from mom and dad, a little something. You might have to sell a kidney. You might have to sell a lung. You're going to have to find a way to fund your business. If you've ever struggled to fund your business, you're going to want to stay tuned. Thrive Time Show.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
All right, Tulsa, Oklahomies, welcome back. It's the Thrive Time Show during your drive time home. Many of you have started to ask this question. You're going, what am I listening to? Is this audio heaven? Is this audio nirvana? Have I reached the next level? Is this what it is? Or is this just the best radio show in Tulsa? Well, I'll tell you this. It's Tulsa's only local business radio show. It's your audio dojo of mojo. My name is Clay Clark. My job is to get you into that entrepreneurial flow. You see, I started my dorm room. I started my first business in my dorm room there at Oral Roberts University. And when I started my business, I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like running through a minefield of business. I just, it's just unfortunate. And the thing is, it's kind of sad, but you see some guy, he's running through, the minefield of entrepreneurship. And he's like, I've got this great marketing idea I've got this great idea for sales I've got this great idea for accounting and you're just sad. So you can learn from mentors or mistakes. And one of the guys who was my mentor from afar, because my wife started working in his optometry clinic as the tester. She was the pre-tester. Her job was to help pre-test the human eye. She blew a puff of air into your eyeball, technically speaking. And so my wife started working for this man, Dr. Robert Zellner. Sir, how are you?
I am fantastic. And I tell you what, Vanessa was still is a lovely person. And then this dude came around the office. This kind of a little bit kind of a creepy dude. We're all like, who's this creepy dude hanging around the office? And then someone said, I think that's Vanessa's husband. And we're all like, no way.
Yeah.
I mean, no way. Baggy clothes, got the earrings, kind of creeping around a
Kind
little
of
bit.
Eminem.
Kind of Eminem. the nut version of M&M's. And yeah.
That was me right there. That's my
yeah. And then he started kind of like just asking questions, and he just kind of kept hounding me to do lunch and wanted to pick my brain. I'm kind of like, dude, leave me alone. Psh, psh, get away. Psh, psh, get away. Boom, boom. And then he DJ'd our Christmas party. I thought, okay, the guy's he's a pretty good dude, And I got to know him a little bit better, and so we started doing lunch. I started mentoring him some, and then when you pitched me a couple of years ago, I get Shark Tanked all the time.
Yep.
You came and pitched me with this business idea for Thrive15.com.
The world's best business school.
And who knew it would lead to the world's best business talk show?
I will say this, Dr. Z, if you don't know Dr. Z, he's a guy who knows how to have success in business, not as an optometrist, not as a bank investor, not as a thoroughbred horse rancher guy, not as a guy who has a sleep center, but as a guy who has success, not as an auto auction guy, just a guy who understands how to have success in every industry, every niche, because the more you get into business, the more you realize that every business is similar. They're all actually very, very similar.
It boils down to the same core things, and that's what we're going to coach you up. That's why you want to tune into the show every day on your drive home, 5 to 7 p.m., AM 1170, Talk Radio.
And so today we're talking about the timeline of success for Walt Disney. And to get into this timeline of success for Walt Disney, we like to bring in local Oklahoma success stories. We brought in Lisa Riley. Lisa, can you explain to the Thrivers who you are, what kind of businesses you're involved in?
Yeah, so my name's Lisa Riley. I'm from Bixby, Oklahoma, and I have 4 franchises. Most people think I have 3, but I actually have 4.
4?
I do. I have 3 brick and mortars, and then I have 1 mobile unit, is what we call it.
Mobile unit.
Mobile, have wheels, will travel. And so we go around and do these big events. We do like 200 painters at the zoo, or wherever people need us. But we have a upscale paint and sip studio, so we walk people who've never painted before through full canvas painting while we listen to great music and sip wine and beer. We do a lot of corporate team building. I mean, we've booked like 30 corporate team buildings today alone for the month of December. Yeah, it's crazy.
How does that work with the corporate team building? What someone's out there going, I've got a business that I got 10, 15, 20 employees. How does that? Tell me the concept behind that. How do you do that?
Well, the concept behind it is anyone can do it, and so that makes it an even playing field. You know, it's not like a ropes course, which personally I love doing ropes courses because I'm an active person. But you know, we invite companies to come in, and then they bring all of their employees, and what we find is everyone puts their cell phones down, right? Yep. And all of a sudden, now everyone's engaging and having organic conversations. Organic conversations,
awesome,
right?
Awesome.
And what's really funny is when we have a boss who calls us and says, I have 2 employees that aren't getting along. Can you somehow make sure to sit them next to each other? And I guarantee we've not had one time yet where we've set 2 employees next to each other and without the phones, and they have to talk, and it forces them to break through this employee barrier. And all of a sudden they're getting along, and we've had bosses call us and be like, "That was awesome."
I want to ask you this because a lot of Thrivers are listening. We were talking about how Walt Disney at a certain point, at the age of 21, he rounds up $15,000 of investment capital, which in today's dollars is $200,000, $211,000 adjusted for inflation. How did you get your first capital to get started? How did you do it?
Well, funny enough, I went to 11 banks here in town when I was trying to get started, and every one of them told me no.
No.
And they were like, you've never owned a business before. You may have had some great titles at some oil and gas companies. You may have done all these things, but no. 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 And so I actually had to swallow some humble pie and call my father and go to the bank of dad and say, can you help? Yes, thank you. The light's shining down from heaven.
I want to bring this up because there's a little small company. It's a startup called Walmart.
Yeah.
That's a baby. It's like a beginner.
And there's a lady named Helen who lived out there in Claremore. And Sam got rejected from every bank out there, Sam Walton. Mm-hmm. And so he went out there to visit his father-in-law, and he says, hey, father-in-law, do you want to maybe invest in my business? And you know what? He said, yes. Jeff Bezos, he started Amazon, struggled, couldn't get financing. You know who invested? His mom and dad. They took their entire life savings, $300,000. Fact check it. Check it out. Yeah. So the thing is, every entrepreneur, have you been rejected by 11 banks, Lisa? Yeah. Is that right?
And funny enough, all of them have called me since then asking me to move all my business to them. And guess what I said? No. Click.
So anyway, Thrivers, we're going to be talking about how to get that capital you need to start and grow a business and the life and times of Walt Disney. How did he become an overnight success? Well, it was 21 years of struggle. Stay tuned. Thrive Time Show.
You're listening to the Thrive Time Show on Talk Radio 1170.
All right, Thrivers, welcome back to the Thrive Time Show during your drive time home. You are listening to Business School Without the BS. And yes, my name is Clay Clark. I'm the former SBA Entrepreneur of the Year, pontificating in your ear about how to start and grow a successful business. I'm joined here with the guy who's really, he's taken the Z. He's taken the Z. He said, that's my name, Dr. Zoellner. I'm going to put that little Z over here, little Z over there, a little Z everywhere. He's like the Z like a Zorro all over Tulsa. It's Dr. Robert Zoellner. Sir, how are you?
I am fantastic. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. And Clay and I are like the perfect combination for a business talk show host. You know, Clay has been business coaching for years. He's a very smooth talker from his DJ days, knows how to work a microphone and knows how to do his thing. He's like when you watch a football game, Clay, for anybody out there that actually watches a football game anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You have the guy that does the play-by-play.
Oh, the play-by-play.
He's the facts guy.
Facts guy.
The facts guy. It's first down and 10 with the ball on the 32 and just all the facts. Just knows boom, 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 boom. And then you have the dude that just sits there and every now and then kind of pipes in with a little color analysis.
Yeah.
Like, did you know that dude, his mom's name is Nancy?
Did you have any idea? Unbelievable. You know, Tom Brady actually was a descendant of Moses.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know that.
He's
biblically speaking, he's like a holier than thou.
So you're like the play-by-play for business strategy, excellent. And I'm like the dude that just kind of gets to come along every now and then, sprinkle just a little bit of like fatherly. Hey, here's how I screwed up advice. Here's what
You're
not to do.
kind of like John Madden.
It's kind of like John Madden, yeah. And you'd
I was
be
like a turkey leg. I was like, I got a turkey leg.
the wings of the turkey for the day. You know?
Unbelievable. Now, we have a very special guest